Hey friends, today I'm going to share with you how I deal with heel cracks, the painful cracks that can get in your heel. Sometimes they're on your fingers, and this also works for hands. You would just substitute the saran wrap for rubber gloves. So you can do the same thing with your hands. Just use fingernail clippers to clip off the hard dead skin and then use rubber gloves at the end. So basically, this is what you will need with either method. There's one way is you can buy this little, there are lots of different names, but this one's called heel to toe. It is a callus remover for the bottom of your feet. It is a razor. Some states they're illegal to use in like pedicure salons, but you can still purchase them online or at Sally's Beauty Supply has them. Some other stores have them, but it basically you can, and these are the little razors that you can purchase at Sally's as well or online to refill them. So you take it and you use it at, you don't use it at an angle like harsh angle because it will dig deeper. When you're doing it, you want to do it just like parallel to your heel. You can see it's peeling off some dead skin. And so don't do it at a sharp angle because it can dig deep. But you can see how it's just cut off some of the callus where it's hard right there. So what happens is you get cracks in your feet, dry skin in drier climates. Also, I get them if I don't take enough minerals. For some reason, if I take liquid minerals in my drinks, I don't get these as often. But in the summer months wearing sandals, I do get them sometimes. So you can use this around the edges and take off the hard edges, and you can see it's doing that. Normally I do it over at a garbage can, but I'm just showing as an example today. So you do that and you take off the hard shells. It gets so deep because it's so dry, and then it gets calluses on the edges, and so it gets deeper and deeper and deeper. So that's the first way to get them, but be careful because it is a razor, so make sure you go with it and not like angled on it, because then it digs too deep and you can actually cut yourself and cause bleeding. And don't take off too much at a time. I suggest taking off a layer, and then go a day and walk, because if you take too much off, it makes your skin sensitive and then it's painful to walk. So, but that is one way to get the callus or the cracks edges off. And I did this a few days ago, and you can see where I did it versus where I didn't do it. You can see the shinier skin is where I've done it, and the newer, just those two newer ones, you can see where I've done it. So be careful with that. Okay, then after you do that, the items you'll need, I use some kind of veterinary balm, bag balm, or you can buy products just for cracked heels. You can use Vaseline, anything that will you can kind of put in the crack and kind of pack it in so that it can absorb. And I put it on quite thick. So I'm going to show you, I'll use both products just so you can kind of get an idea. So I usually put a towel down so that I don't get it on the furniture or on my bed or chair, whatever I'm doing it on. So then I use the plastic wrap, and I rip out a section of plastic wrap, big enough to wrap around my foot. And then I'm doing this with one hand so I can videotape and show you at the same time. Then you need a pair of socks, footy socks or regular socks, either works fine, to put on after you've done it. So I usually use a clean finger to go into the container. So I'll use my fingernail to pick up some of it, because you don't want to put the dirty, once you've touched your bottom of your foot, you don't want to put your finger back in the container to contaminate it. So then I go to the crack, and I just put it on in the crack, and I kind of try my best to get it in the crack as best as possible. But then I also rub it on the rest of my foot, kind of just smoothing it in and giving my foot some moisturizing. So once I've got enough that I feel like I've got it on my foot well enough, then I take the piece of saran wrap and I kind of stick it to the foot, and then I put the sock on. So just putting the sock on, and I make sure that the plastic wrap stays I will sometimes wrap it around my ankle just to keep it tight, but then once I've got the sock on and it's going to stay, then I usually just tuck the top. So you can do this to work or school or wearing your sneakers or whatever. You can just put the plastic wrap underneath your sock so nobody knows that it's there, yet it's moisturizing that cracked heel all day long. So that's it. And then I normally don't I wear sandals during the day. So what I do is when I'm getting ready for bed, I put that saran wrap on, put Vaseline or bag balm, whatever. I'll wrap it all the way on my feet, completely on my feet, wrap it in saran wrap, and then put the sock on. And then I'll just take them off in the morning. But before you step out of, like when sit on the end of the bed, take off the sock and the plastic wrap, I always have a clean paper towel, and then I just wipe my feet with the clean paper towel. And I don't have the pain in the mornings like I used to when I wouldn't do this. My feet would crack at night, be dry at night, and then I'd get up and start walking in the morning. It was super painful to walk on those cracks until I and they kind of crack open, and then you can walk the rest of the day without too much pain, but it still hurts. So this is a way that you can wear them during the day with the plastic wrap, and in the morning when I get up, when I do this, it doesn't hurt to walk. It may, if it's a super deep one, it might take you a few days of doing this to soften it up, and then also using that callus remover to take off the hard calloused edges so that it can heal up. So that's how I do it. I've done this method for quite a few years. I use the same method for when I'm taking care of, like, I had a child that had athlete's foot, and we would just use the athlete's foot cream, wrap the saran wrap around it, and put socks on her, because she was a cheerleader, and it worked great. It cleared it right up. So anyway, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Check out my blog, thesecretisgratitude.com, and I will write a description and put pictures up if you need more information. And check out my other videos. I have over 900 that are all different things. Some of them are health and things like that. The other video on, so just check it out and feel free to ask questions on any of those videos. Thanks for watching and have a blessed day.